What is going on, everybody? Xaenca here, back once again with another video just for you. Friendly reminder, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. It's been a few days since the events that inspired the creation of this video, but people still ask me to talk about it, so I was like, why not? Let's talk about it. Little bit of a disclaimer, I guess, before I jump into it. Based on the title of this video, I just have to explain, because the last time I said that Chris Evans' politics and Mark Ruffalo's politics annoyed the shit out of me, I got at least a few comments saying, oh my god, this guy's a Trump supporter. That's not how it works. Just because I'm not a part of the left does not mean I'm a part of the right. I don't have to be either. Both sides have things that I agree with and disagree with, and for those reasons I like to stay right in the middle. Over the last few years, however, if it came down to a life or death decision and I had to pick a side, I'm gonna have to pick the right. For the same reasons that a lot of the youth are becoming more and more conservative, because the SJW belief set of the left, identity politics, intersectional feminism, they're out of their goddamn minds. And if I had to just pick one thing, just one point of reference as to why I would choose the right in that life or death scenario, it would be Evergreen College. I mean, that is the prime example of what happens when you let SJWs have their way.
My complicitness in much, some, all of what's transpired, but I'm not going to point my fingers at others.
So you're going to resignate today, or what? Then you obviously ain't doing your job, so what you still doing?
Well, I want to believe that I can contribute and be helpful.
What if we don't trust you though? That's the thing.
No, so then what are you gonna do?
Nobody's safe with you here. Because I think your only option, and so is Georgia's, is to actually just nobody's safe with you here.
Ho ho! These racist teachers have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! These racist teachers have got to go! Hey hey!
So you're telling us something and we cannot trust it. We've given you chances, we told you calmly.
And that is why, my friends, we cannot have SJWs have their way. If you want to see more clips of Evergreen College, they're rampant on YouTube, but that's my disclaimer. Now let's talk about Chris Evans. Kevin Feige praises Avengers Endgame actor Chris Evans' anti-Trump rhetoric. Very honorable, very noble. This is by Jorge Arenas at Bounding Into Comics. It's a great site, check it out sometime. Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige praised Avengers Endgame actor Chris Evans on his use of Twitter, where he routinely disparages Republicans and President Trump. Of course he did. I mean, Kevin Feige, the amount of soy in that guy, I'm surprised it's not leaking out of his butthole everywhere he goes. Feige and Evans both spoke to The Hollywood Reporter in a recently published story meant to promote the upcoming Avengers Endgame. In the interview, the Captain America actor reflects on his time with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his use of therapy, and his Twitter usage. Evans isn't afraid to use his celebrity, gained primarily from appearing as Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four and more recently as Captain America, to express his politics. He routinely bashes Republicans, most notably President Donald Trump. However, he's also taken shots at Vice President Mike Pence, as well as South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Evans discussed his social media presence and noted that Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige approves of his outspoken politics. Marvel has never said anything. On the contrary, when I bump into Kevin Feige, the first thing out of his mouth is, "Man, I love what you're doing on Twitter." The Hollywood Reporter would then go on to quote Feige, who had glowing praise for Evans' social media tactics. "I don't see it as trash talking. I see it as very astute, very honorable, very noble, very Cap-like. Commentary and questioning. I've said to him, you're merging. You and the character are merging." Certain tweets of his would be astute, I would agree with that, but none of them are honorable, none of them are noble, and none of them are Cap-like, that's for goddamn sure. But we'll get into that more later. However, Evans does admit he does worry about his political tweets. You don't want to alienate half your audience, but I'd be disappointed in myself if I didn't speak up, especially for fear of some monetary repercussion or career damage. That just feels really gross to me. I'm gonna hold myself here, really holding back, but we're gonna wait until the end before I get into that as well. Let's just finish this for now. And Evans wasn't afraid to get political in the interview. When asked if he would play Super Bowl winning quarterback for the New England Patriots Tom Brady in a biopic, Evans said, "I really hope he's not a Trump supporter. I'm just hoping he's one of those guys that maybe supported him and now regrets it. Maybe he thought it was going to be different, and even that bothers me. But maybe there's a chance now he just thinks Trump's an absolute dumb shit, which he is. If he doesn't, if he's still on that Trump train, I might have to cut ties. It's really tough. Evans indicates that he's willing to sever a friendship simply because said friend happens to support President Donald Trump. He then concludes, I think maybe a couple years ago, I might have tried to pull some like mental gymnastics to compartmentalize, but I don't know if I can anymore, so I'm just hoping he's woken up. Oh god. It's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with that last part, I guess. So he's a New England Patriots fan. He and Tom Brady have been friends, right? He's gotten support from Tom Brady for his acting and vice versa, obviously. Now that he's on his political high horse, his left activism, he all of a sudden cannot be friends with you because you support Donald Trump. Someone who half the country likes at least. That's why he's in office. He's the president of the country. He's the leader of the nation. People are going to support him, but because they do, you cannot be friends with them? I mean, obviously it's his prerogative who he wants to be friends with and who he does not want to be friends with. I've seen friendships end for a lot less than that, but that's still some high school level shit. That's like,
listen, Emily, I want to be friends with you, but you're friends with Stephanie, and I can't stand Stephanie. So for those reasons, I just can't be your friend anymore, okay?
honestly, that's what that shit sounds like to me. It would be one thing if they weren't friends, if they didn't know each other and he's just like, yeah, I don't want to play him because he's a Trump supporter, but it makes it even worse when he's actually a friend of yours and you're like, I'm not even going to be friends with him anymore if he still chooses to support Trump. What the fuck is that? It's funny because these leftist morons like to talk about anti-fascism, but that right there is fascism at its finest. That is akin to a Catholic person refusing to be friends with a Jewish person because they're Jewish. In just the incredibly snotty way he chooses to say it too. It's like, maybe he thought it was going to be different, and even that bothers me. Like, get the fuck off your high horse, dude. So, and then there's Feige saying that it's not trash talking. It is trash talking. Chris Evans on Twitter, it's not like he's pulling up like political policies and like pinpointing, oh, this is why I disagree with this. He's literally just responding to Trump's trash talking with his own trash talking most of the time. See, he's taken this, oh, I'm going to fight fire with fire approach, which inherently I don't really have an issue with. However, he's like so goddamn pretentious about it. Like for instance, the time he was in a Twitter feud with former KKK leader Dr. David Duke, which, don't get it twisted, screw that guy and everything he stands for. But this dude basically pulls up a bunch of photos of Chris Evans with women of color and tweets at him saying, why does Chris Evans, who plays the Jewish-inspired superhero Captain America, hate the women of his people so much? Which I get it, it's a little bit of a dick thing to ask because I don't personally think that Chris Evans hates white women, and posting photo after photo of him and a black woman does not really imply that. But Chris Evans responds with this, I don't hate them, that's your method. I love, try it. It's stronger than hate. It unites us. I promise it's in you under the anger and fear. Do you see what I mean yet by what a pretentious little shit? I love. Try it. It's stronger than hate. It unites us. Meanwhile, I'm gonna spend most of my days on Twitter talking shit about people. It unites us, except when it comes to my friendship with Tom Brady because, you know, that love. And remember when Kanye West posted on Twitter after he met with President Donald Trump? He posted with a MAGA hat saying, this represents good and America becoming whole again. We will no longer outsource to other countries. We will build factories here in America and create jobs. We will provide jobs for all who are free from prisons as we abolish the 13th Amendment. Message sent with love. Meanwhile, Chris Evans' Twitter sense was tingling, so he saw that post, was like, oh man, I'm gonna show this mofo right now and bust out the Thesaurus, and here I go. There's nothing more maddening than debating someone who doesn't know history, doesn't read books, and frames their myopia as virtue. The level of unapologetic conjecture I've encountered lately isn't just frustrating, it's retrogressive, unprecedented, and absolutely terrifying. Nobody talks like that, bro, and the only reason you were talking like that was to try to make him feel stupid. Or how smart you are, apparently. It's like, oh, look how smart I am, look how dumb this guy is. How noble, how honorable of you. I can really see how much you're all about that love that unites us all, Chris Evans. When Kevin Feige says that you and the character are merging, I agree. I envision a Marvel universe where Captain America is just talking shit on Twitter all day long. That could be the plot of Captain America Civil War 2. They're just having a Twitter battle with each other. Captain America is just talking shit about Tony Stark and vice versa. Captain America gets all those SJW likes and retweets, meanwhile Tony Stark's banned on Twitter. And the last piece of pretentious shit out of Chris Evans' mouth that he always seems to find a way to bring up anytime he starts to get political in interviews is that part about not wanting to alienate half my audience. I'd be disappointed in myself if I didn't speak up, especially for fear of some monetary repercussion or career damage. That just feels really gross to me. You see the way this dude's playing this off as if he's taking some kind of monumental risk by speaking out against Trump. Bitch, that is the popular opinion in Hollywood and the media nowadays. You're not taking some kind of risk. You're not some kind of rebel. What monetary repercussion? What kind of career damage? What directors or producers in Hollywood are going to be like, oh man, this guy doesn't like Trump, I'm not going to hire him? What the hell are you talking about? You're not doing anything different from what your liberal colleagues are all being touted as heroes for by the media. You're just one of the plethora of people in the Hollywood circle jerk of leftist activism. But obviously the pretentious bastard that he is, he wants to play it off like it's more than that. I'm speaking up because no one else will. Get the hell out of here, dude. I really liked you as Captain America, dude, and I really enjoyed the Avengers so far, but I can't say that I'm sad to see you go. But anyway, that's just my opinion as to why his political rhetoric is annoying as hell. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did happen to enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends, family, whoever you think would be interested in nonsense like this. And subscribe, ring that notification bell, click that always so you can always be alerted every time I make another one of these chicken cordon bleus. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.